In this episode of the Motor City Hypnotist Podcast, we're going to talk about hypnosis, but not just hypnosis. We're going to talk about self-hypnosis and exactly how you can do it and how it works. And also stay tuned. Just as in every episode, I'm going to be giving away a free hypnosis guide. We'll be right there.
Get ready for the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright, originating from the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan. He has hypnotized thousands of people from all over the United States. David R. Wright has been featured on news outlets all across the country and is the clinical director of an outpatient mental health and hypnosis clinic located just south of Detroit, where he helps people daily using the power of hypnosis. Welcome, the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright.
What is going on, people? This is David Wright, the Motor City Hypnotist. We are back with another episode of the Motor City Hypnotist Podcast. Thank you.
Welcome back.
There we go.
Yeah.
Matt Fox is with me as always.
You know, pushing buttons and
buttons.
having a good time doing it.
Making things happen.
Yes, sir.
We are here at the Podcast Detroit Northville Studios. And we're doing a podcast, so I'm glad you're listening, glad you're joining me. If you're live on Facebook, you can give us a shout out. I can actually see the screen, so if you want to say something, I'll see it pop up. Or Matt will yell at me if it does.
Hey, look.
That's probably more likely.
Hey, David, take a look.
I don't know what we're yelling about!
Hey.
It's like, look at the screen. So let me tell you where you can find me. You can find my website at motorcityhypnotist.com. On the website, of course, are all the kind of things that you would expect on a website. Our podcast page, the blog, shop, where you can find all of my MP3 downloads, ebooks, all sorts of good stuff. So check that out when you can. You can find me on social media, on Facebook and YouTube, Motor City Hypnotist. On Twitter and Instagram, both of those are Motor City Hypno. And as I've mentioned in prior episodes, if you'd like to contribute financially to the show, I do have an account on Patreon. Patreon is a creator site where people can post their creations and have people support their show financially. And if you decide to join me there, I'd much appreciate it. And again, very minimal, like less than $5 a month, but we do have some cool stuff on here, like this coffee mug. I'll put it to the camera. See, oh, look at that. See, now I can see where I'm in the camera, and I can do it correctly. Yeah, so if you can have a coffee mug like this.
That's swanky.
I don't have my T-shirt on, but the T-shirt looks just like this, except it's a shirt, not a mug, because that would be hard to wear.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, check that out on Patreon if you would like to take a look at that. And as I do every episode, I just offer my free hypnosis guide. That's a PDF that I wrote that explains the ins and outs of hypnosis, addresses myths and misconceptions, and just gives you more info. And the other thing it will do is it will just help me connect with you and you with me. So, yeah, check that out and give it a look.
And you do respond.
I do respond. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Now, I can't say I respond immediately because, like, right now, I'm talking and I wouldn't be able to respond in the next 25 minutes or hour. But yes, I do respond. So we have our winner of the week.
That's how winning is done.
All right, so we have a very special winner of the week this week. It's kind of bittersweet, but it's very deserving. And I'm just going to play who our winner of the week is so you can just appreciate it.
Okay. I wonder who it is.
Yes. This is one of the most iconic guitar solos of all time.
And a lot of people don't know who actually did it.
Oh, no. I'm surprised. For those of you listening, let's hear that pinch harmonic first.
Yeah.
I'll guitar geek out for a moment. There we go. And I know we are talking over this a bit, just to keep us copyright secure here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as long as we're evaluating it and talking about it, we're good. Mm-hmm. So, again, Eddie Van Halen, condolences to his family, but again, sad to see a rock icon go so young, 62, throat cancer. But for those of you who don't know, that's Beat It by Michael Jackson, which Eddie Van Halen did the solo for.
Yeah. A lot of folks really were surprised by that.
You know what? I just assumed that was common knowledge. But, I could have played Panama. I could have played, oh gosh, tons of other things we could have put in there. But that's just probably the most iconic. And again, the sound he made on a guitar, it's. I mean, people have. I wouldn't say people have copied it. I think it's more of they modeled themselves just because he was so good.
Right.
That's a better way to say it.
I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of the word. I'm trying to. My tongue is not working. It's like right there. His style, let's say.
Yeah.
No.
His technique.
Technique. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for.
There you go.
God, I have none.
No! No! Don't shut me up!
Yeah, technique is good, Matt. So, yeah, Eddie Van Halen is our winner of the week. And I just want to throw in, have you seen them in concert, Van Halen?
I wish.
Okay. I saw them in the early 90s. Oh, I forgot what tour it was.
Is that the Sammy Hagar years?
It was
or
the Sammy Hagar years.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But just unbelievable concert.
Fair.
Also, probably one of the loudest concerts I've ever been to. Yeah, as far as volume, as far as just sheer volume. Yeah.
I
think
imagine.
the only other one that was louder than that was AC/DC.
Well, yeah.
That one, I'm serious. And I went when I was in high school to see AC/DC, but I came out 3 days, my ears were just ringing. It
For
was
3 days?
so loud.
Wow.
Yes, just insane.
I had a similar thing that was with a more recent EDM, electronic music, the Chemical Brothers. Yeah, I couldn't hear for 3-4 days myself because, we just parked ourselves in front of the speakers like morons.
Of course.
But,
It's like what we used to do in the car stereo when you put the aftermarket speakers in, you cup your hands on your ears to make it, to make it louder, which, not very smart. So anyway, back to how we got on that.
Sorry.
Eddie Van Halen, our winner of the week. Again, classic. Will live in infamy and forever in music. So he is our winner of the week.
Thank you.
That's how winning is done.
He was definitely a winner. That's for sure.
So, back to it.
So today we're going to be talking about hypnosis. Imagine that. It's a hypnosis podcast, and we're going to be talking about hypnosis.
We've talked a lot about hypnosis.
We have.
But I don't know if we've ever gotten into this arena.
We have not. We have talked a lot about hypnosis for issues that you may have. I think we've done insomnia. I think we've done chronic pain. I know we've done
Weight loss.
Anxiety, weight loss. But today what I'm going to talk about is self-hypnosis. So a lot of people come into my office, again, because they want to resolve an issue, whether it is weight loss or stopping smoking or whatever the issue is they're dealing with. So they go to see a professional, which is really what they should do. They want help with it, and they go and see someone. The great news is, unlike most other medical professionals, hypnosis is something you can do at home. That this is something that you can learn to do for yourself. And I'm not saying, it's not like any big secret, because it's not like if I tell everyone, no one will come to see me. But but it is helpful. It's helpful for you at home to be able to do this. So I'm going to tell you, and before we start into this, I'm going to give you some techniques and ways to do this. So a disclaimer, if you're driving, I'm not going to actually do it, but I'm going to walk you through the steps of doing it. But even so, even by doing that, just a disclaimer, if you're driving or somewhere where you have to pay attention, just be careful with it.
Please.
And like I said, I'm not going to walk you through this induction part as I would do it live.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you steps to get through it, if that makes sense. So hypnosis... There's a prevailing theory out there from a lot of professionals, a lot of hypnotists, hypnotherapists, and the saying goes like this: all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. That's the thought, and that's the saying, that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. And when they say that, here's the thought behind that. is that I can lead somebody. I can see a client. I can get them through that relaxed stage and get them into that state of hypnosis. But really, you're the one who kind of makes it happen. You're the one who has to choose to let it happen. You're the one who has to accept the suggestions I'm giving you. So that statement that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis is really what it's saying is that you're in control of it. The hypnotist or the hypnotherapist is just acting as a guide for you. So it would be the same thing. I know this is pretty crazy. Say you were climbing Everest. You would have a guide with you. They would show you the way. They would say what direction to go. They would tell you how to do it, but you're still doing it.
Right.
So it's the same thing with hypnosis. Even though you have somebody leading you, you're the one that's letting it happen and making those choices. Mm-hmm. So realizing that, now you have the control to do it yourself. So when you do self-hypnosis, the process goes like this, and then I'll break it down specifically. You're going to relax yourself. You're going to have self-talk as far as getting into that relaxed state. Once you're in that relaxed state, you're going to repeat suggestions to yourself about things that you would like to change. So let's, for an example, say that you want to stop smoking. You're going to say in your head, I am a non-smoker. And I'll give you even a better example, because a lot of people would say, when they come in to see me, they say, I want to stop smoking, which is what they're feeling right then. The issue, though, is when you say you want to stop, you're acknowledging that you're already smoking. So we want to change the wording. And I know this sounds very minor and very, very picky, but this is language patterns that your brain learns to recognize. So instead of saying, I want to stop smoking, your statement should be, I am a non-smoker, putting it into present tense and in a belief. So when you give suggestions to yourself, that's how you want to phrase them.
It's like talking yourself into it, right?
or talking as if that change is already been made.
Okay.
And I say this to clients all the time. They'll come in, and I'll say, "You've already made the decision to quit. We're just going to reinforce it now. You've made the decision to quit when you called to make this appointment."
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I try it really quick?
Yes, you can. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Interrupting over here.
Oh no, you're good. So the first step as far as self-hypnosis goes is the relaxation state. Now, in technical terms, we would call this the induction. And this is the process by which I would tell clients and walk them through the stages of relaxation. So there are many ways that you can do this. Anybody who's done meditation or yoga knows what it's like to get into this state. So the first one is breathing. Breathing deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you'll notice, and I notice myself, I share this with clients. A lot of times I'll get busy. I'll be talking to clients all day. I'll be working. I'll be doing notes. And all of a sudden I'll say to myself, you know what? I feel like I've just been like in my mind running all day. Like I feel out of breath, right, even though I'm not really doing anything physical. And I just stop and just take a deep breath. And you just do that one time, and it just changes your whole physiology.
That those 2 or 3 less heartbeats a minute, because you took that deep breath.
Yes.
Now you're starting to, your body's calming down a little bit.
Yeah. So it's just focusing on breathing. And here's how to start to get yourself into this relaxed state. You're going to just start by deep breathing. Breathing in through your nose, holding it for just a minute or it's not a minute. That would be too long. A second or two. Holding it for a second or two, and then blowing out your mouth. And do it as, you don't want it to be fast. You want it to be as slow as you can. That makes that's still comfortable for you. So do that. In through your nose, hold it for a second, out through your mouth. Do that 10 times. You'll notice after the 10th time, you're just going to be more relaxed. Deep breathing, way deep down in your diaphragm, it just reoxygenates your blood. It just slows everything down. It just leads to relaxation. So the second thing that you would do at that point is that you're getting into that relaxed state. We want to take it deeper. So the next step would be what we call progressive relaxation. this is where you can either focus on an area such as, and I like to start from the head and move all the way down to the bottom of your feet. But just focus, like just on your forehead, and tense that area, and then just release it. And I want you to be very deliberate with this, because you can go from your head to your neck immediately, but go slow. So your forehead, then focus on your eyes. Squint or close your eyes as tight as you can, and then let's just let them relax. Then you move into the jaw area, and that's for those of you who've ever had clenching or teeth grinding issues. TMJ.
Yeah.
Stress in your jaw. That's where, and you can realize this if you're aware of this. Think about this when you're just doing your things throughout the day and you're really busy, or you're just kind of feeling overwhelmed. Most of the time, you're going to have clenched jaws. Mm-hmm. Your teeth are just going to be together, because that jaw reaction just holds stress right here and then down into your neck. So again, just focus just on tightening your jaw and then relaxing it. Move down to your neck, and then just do this progressively down your entire body. Tightening an area and releasing. Tightening an area and releasing. And then once you get to the bottom of your feet, and that's like even getting to your feet and then each like scrunching your toes and letting them go. Mm-hmm. Once you get there, now you have a whole physical relaxation from your head down to your toe.
Reminds me of Die Hard. I don't know why the whole feet.
Die Hard? Oh, the feet, yeah. Well, he needed it because he was stepping in glass.
Well,
yeah,
at the beginning of the movie, he was nervous about flying.
Yes.
And they said, take your shoes off and squint your feet on the carpet, and it'll help you relax.
That's right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
All right, Dan.
But it is. It's just progressive muscle relaxation. And typically, if I'm seeing somebody in my office, it depends on what state the person is in, and that's why if you're seeing a hypnotist or hypnotherapist, they can kind of gauge where you're at and work on specific areas if they see you're not relaxed.
Fair.
So to start this process, again, going through that whole relaxation, breathing deep, progressive muscle relaxation, your body is relaxed. Now, here's the key part that we get into. Now you have to relax your mind. You've already started it because you're focusing on this step-by-step process, and that keeps your mind focused. It's not wandering off and thinking about work or things you have to do or anything like that. So now you have to focus on relaxing your mind. And there are a couple of ways to do this as well. One is what I call eye fixation, staring at something. If somebody's sitting in my office, I'll say, okay, I want you to look over there on the desk, and I want you to stare at the lampshade. The light's on, stare at the lampshade, and I say, I want you to try not to blink. Now, as soon as I say try not to blink,
if it's blink,
you want to blink.
Yeah.
It happens, but that's intentional. So when I say try not to blink, I know you're going to blink, but that's the point, because I want you to start feeling fatigue in your eyes. And then I say focus on that, but try not to blink. And they'll focus on it, and then I'll have them continue to deep breathe, and then I'll say, okay, on the count of 3, I want you to slowly close your eyes. They close their eyes. And then I say, okay, in a moment, I'm going to have you open your eyes. As soon as you open your eyes, I want you to focus on that spot again. And then I'll say, open, close, immediately. Just open, focus, close. And what we call this, and you could do this yourself, because if you're focused on something, for those of you who, and we all have, you ever get into this daydream, and you just find yourself zoned out, and then you just find you've been staring in the same spot for like, who knows?
45.
2 hours. No, it's probably not that long. But you're focused on nothing, but you're still looking at something. And that's what we're shooting for. So stare at something, close your eyes, let yourself relax, open, close. And do that probably 2 or 3 times. And we call this fractionation. What it does, it mimics the same way that your body reacts when you hit snooze alarm, where you're just going out and you open, and then you go back, and then you open.
Yeah, I do it about 4 or 5 times every morning.
Do you really do snooze 4 times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just because I said it early enough, because the progression to wake up takes a long time for me.
Well, and as long as you're trained to do that, because and this sounds, you guys might think I'll admit something. Like sometimes if I know I don't have to get up on a weekend, a Saturday or Sunday, let's say,
right,
and I could sleep till 11 if I wanted to, Not typically, but sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
My wife would probably argue that. But sometimes I just set my alarm for 6 a.m. just so I can wake up and say, oh, I don't have to get up. And I go back to sleep.
Okay. That's self-gratification is what that is.
It's a little bit.
Can I try it really quick?
I don't know if you'd want to try really quick, but I do that sometimes. So we're talking about relaxation and getting your brain to relax. So when you do this eye focus, again, you're focusing on something, and then you're just closing your eyes. And then once you get to that point, the third time you do that, you just keep your eyes closed. And at that point, you want your body to feel limp, like you're a rag doll. And that's the term I use. Loose and limp like a rag doll. Like there's no, like your muscles are made of jelly. And once you get to that point, now you're focusing on the statements or the suggestions that you want to give yourself. Now, what I would recommend if you're doing this for yourself is to write out all of these statements ahead of time, because what you don't want to do is have to be like opening your eyes and reading it and then closing your eyes again. It just takes you out of that state.
Right.
So really, and I wouldn't do more than you can remember, 3 or 4 at the most. Mm-hmm. Or focus on a specific thing that you're trying to do and just make 2 or 3 different statements about that same thing. And then you're just going to say it to yourself in your mind. We'll go back to the smoking example. Mm-hmm. I am a non-smoker. Smoking is simply something I used to do. I'm
gonna save $7 on a pack of cigarettes.
Right. I'm gonna be financially more secure because I'm a non-smoker. Mm-hmm. Things that are just going to reinforce that suggestion, and that's, you just say that to yourself in your mind. And what you're doing is, as weird as it sounds, is your conscious mind is communicating with your subconscious mind, and that's where and we've talked about this in the show tons. Your subconscious mind is where your habits are stored. Mm-hmm. So you're just making that connection in that relaxed state between your conscious and your subconscious, and you want that subconscious to bring that information and make it a reality. So now, as you start saying these statements, you can have yourself and let yourself go even deeper. And as you say these, it's kind of a mantra. Mm. So those of you who've ever done meditation or had or read or know anything about meditation, certain meditation processes use mantras, they're called.
Okay.
It's where you repeat something over and over again.
My mind to your mind, my thoughts to your thoughts. No, I'm sorry, wrong hypnosis. My apologies. I was trying to think of a good Force reference, but no, I can't pull it out. But the mantra, what you say, and if you've ever done this, think of a word, hamburger. If you say that enough times in your head, it becomes meaningless. So it's not a safe word. Okay.
It's okay. Hamburger. Hold on. I was going to find something good.
All right.
What happened?
Yeah.
What in blazes are you talking about?
Yeah, safe words. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So,
I'm off track.
So if you say any word enough times, it becomes nonsensical. It just becomes sounds. It just becomes meaningless. And that's what a mantra does. It empties your mind. So you're not thinking about anything. So you could use a mantra if you want to do that. You can just picture yourself just going in your mind. Picture yourself going down a staircase and counting down from 10 or 20 down to 1. These are all things that I use when I'm directing people, but you can do this for yourself. Counting down. Picture yourself going down an elevator. Picture yourself walking downstairs. This will take your mind deeper into relaxation, so that when you keep repeating these statements, they start to get embedded in your subconscious mind.
I like that.
Yeah, you'll be feeling relaxed. Now, one of the things that I want to emphasize, even if you do this, it's not like you're what's the word? It's not like you're out of it. It's not like you can't hear a phone ring or a kid cry or anything like that. You're just in a very relaxed state. So anything that should alarm you, somebody knocking on the door,
right?
A kid saying they need you,
right? Mom,
you would do just like you're taking a nap.
Right.
You're going to wake up and say, "What?"
Mom. Mom.
I don't know what we're yelling about!
You put a disclaimer out there, and I want to throw the disclaimer out there again. If you're listening to this episode and you're driving, remember what you heard, and then listen to it again when you get home.
Absolutely.
But what I did was I actually used a bit of self-hypnosis to quit smoking while I was driving. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
Because you get that feeling of the road, you get the speed going.
Yeah, and that can be anything that kind of puts your body into that rhythm.
Yeah.
That rhythm of relaxation. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will listen to a metronome.
Yeah.
Just a
sure.
Or people who sleep with a fan on.
Yeah.
Sometimes ambient noise, white noise.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I want to go into as well. You can add things like that you know are going to relax you or help your mind to relax even more. Music, ambient sound, a white noise machine. I would probably discourage anything that's specific, like as far as like a TV show, because there's something might throw you off. You could hear dialogue or something that will kind of bring you out of it. But I mean, if you can ignore that or that makes you feel relaxed, hey, you can try it.
Sure,
give it a try.
First 48,
see if it works.
It works.
Yeah,
Oh, great Odin's Raven!
I mean, you can watch that. If you want to relax yourself. That's
relaxes
fantastic.
you. Sure.
Yeah, if that relaxes you. So you get into the relaxed state. You go as deep as you can, letting your mind just hear those affirmations, those suggestions, the message you're telling yourself over and over and over again. And you can set an alarm if you want to. It really is up to you. You're still going to be aware as far as, okay, I feel like I'm ready to be done now, or I feel like I'm ready to be alert now. And really, that's an easy thing to do. How I would say, instead of just stopping and opening your eyes and just ending it suddenly, I would recommend just coming out very slowly, just saying, okay, I've gave myself these statements. These are what I believe now. And then just kind of slowly bring yourself out. You can even count maybe 1 to 10. Mm-hmm. And just with every number, you just kind of feel yourself becoming more alert, more awake, more aware. Those are the terms I use when I'm doing hypnosis in person. Mm-hmm. And then as you get to 1 or 10, however you're counting, and talk to yourself as you're counting too. I'm going to count from 1 up to 10. And when I get to 10, I'm going to feel fully refreshed. I'm going to be fully awake. I'm going to be energized. I'm going to be confident that these suggestions are my truth now, that my subconscious has been programmed, and these changes are in effect as soon as I open my eyes. So even having that positive reinforcement, even as you count up, and then when you get to that number, 10 or 1, and then you open your eyes, you take a big deep breath in, and you just feel, it'll feel like, and I say this when I either in person or when I have people on stage, an hour of hypnosis, you're going to feel like you've slept for 7-8 hours. You're just going to feel refreshed and energized. It's really amazing. If you've never experienced it, and because I have, and I'm biased because I am a hypnotist, but I have been hypnotized hundreds of times. I've been to enough classes and conferences and volunteered for shows and things like that. So I know it just from personal experience, it feels fantastic. So a couple of things to add. Make your suggestions realistic. Now, you might have a suggestion that in a month, I'm going to be a millionaire.
Okay.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
So it's admirable that you have that goal.
Right.
But unless you're in a position where that is a physical reality, it doesn't matter what you think.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Short term, medium term, long term goals, right?
And when I say realistic, because a lot of people feel like stopping smoking is not realistic. But that is a very realistic goal. So when I say unrealistic, I mean something that is just totally beyond your control, or something that unless you won the lottery or got lucky, that would happen.
Right.
Something like that. Be realistic. Write out your suggestions ahead of time, just so you know. And here's another suggestion. We all have iPhones. We all have a way to record ourselves. Record your own hypnosis. Record your own thing to yourself. Go through the relaxation process and talk it out, and then just play it to yourself.
Right.
I know a lot of people that do that. I've done that for myself. I listen to my own hypnosis recordings all the time. So record yourself going through that process and then just listen back. And that way you can just kind of follow it rather than having to do it. So that will wrap up self-hypnosis. Now, if you have any questions on this, reach out, because I have tons of resources and things that you can use. And I want you to be able to do this. So reach out for me on social media. You can hit my website, look for resources there. Our next episode, we're going to have a bit of fun. We haven't done a top 10 list in a while, and that's what we're going to do next time. We're going to talk about my top 10 funny movies. Top 10 funny movies. So tune in for next time, because, it's going to be a lot of fun. Laugh hard, run fast, be kind. We'll see you next time.